John Henry has indeed spoken. He said that the Red Sox will not fire Bobby Valentine. But I'll tell you why that decision is a little bit curious to me. Hey everybody, it's Paulie. Welcome back to This Week in Red, where we're talking all things Red Sox and Major League Baseball. So originally I was going to, in this clip, talk about the reasons why Bobby Valentine should or should not be fired immediately as Red Sox manager. But suddenly, John Henry, at my request and the request of many others, has come out of hiding and has declared the Red Sox will not fire Bobby Valentine. And you know, I think that the decision not to do it is a little bit curious. And I'm particularly interested in an article that I read in the Boston Herald by John Tomase, in which he said Bobby Valentine should be fired as manager of the Red Sox, not necessarily because he's not a good manager or that he hasn't done a good job with the X's and O's in that dugout this year, but that he just hasn't been able to be Bobby Valentine and be himself. He's been cut off at the knees by management and players at just about every point. So what's the point of having Valentine in Boston as the manager? And I'll tell you, it's a really interesting article that Tomase wrote. And if you get a chance, pick up the Boston Herald or go online and check out his article. And basically the essence of the article is that if you're going to bring Valentine in here to be a disciplinarian and be the polar opposite of Terry Francona, you've got to let him be his own guy. Let him manage the way he's managed in the major leagues his whole career. But the Red Sox, it hasn't worked out that way. Their organizational philosophy does not jibe with the way Valentine performs in the dugout and as an overall manager of the club. And as a result, it just hasn't worked in Boston. And that's the biggest thing when you think about Valentine. It just hasn't worked out in Boston. The team has treaded water at 500 most of the season. They have not been able to get on a sustained run in which they win, 17 to 20 games and really get hot and really get into the thick of the playoff race. They have just not been able to do it because there's so much discontent in that clubhouse. There's too many players in there that simply do not like Valentine, and it has led to a lot of discord, and it has really led to the Red Sox not being able to put together the kind of season they wanted to have in 2012. So Tomase's suggestion is, hey, let's cut bait now. Let's get rid of Valentine. Again, not because he's not really a good manager, but because we need to change the atmosphere in this clubhouse, and maybe, just maybe, that'll spark the Red Sox the rest of the season, and maybe not necessarily get them in the playoffs, but get them moving in a positive direction with a positive mindset. But with John Henry speaking up today and saying, we're not going to fire Valentine, that totally throws all that out the window. Now, that's always subject to change at the last minute, but you have to believe that Henry, who hasn't spoken for weeks about the Red Sox, and then came out with this statement, you got to believe that Valentine is pretty much safe for the rest of the season. But for you guys, I'd like to know, would you, before hearing John Henry's proclamation, would you have fired Bobby Valentine right now, waited till the end of the season, or kept him on for next year? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about This Week in Red.